Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about the ongoing mess in New Jersey because of the insistence of the administration to try to install Alina Habba as acting U.S. attorney, notwithstanding that the judges, acting according to the law set by Congress, had already installed in that position a veteran in the office, Desiree Grace. Okay, very quickly, you may recall the bidding. She just hasn't gotten through, hasn't won the political process of confirmation, and the law is very clear after an interim appointment, which she had while serving as nominee, runs out. The court will appoint an acting U.S. attorney who serves until the political process does produce an actual confirmed candidate. So it's a way of safeguarding Congress's role in helping to choose U.S. attorneys and judges and prevent the administration from making end runs around it by just installing someone, nominating someone and just putting them in as acting and letting them effectively serve forever. After the judges put in Grace, they took it as a battle, and they totally, I did another YouTube today about the vicious attacks on judges. They right away, of course, personalized it and called the judges of New Jersey completely corrupt. And who are they to try to take away Donald Trump's choice? He's the president here. Alina Habba just said it again last night. He's the president. I'm the acting U.S. attorney, full stop. But it's just not full stop. And, I've explained before. It's left two cloudy legal issues. It's not 100% clear. When the dust settles, it won't be Habba, but the dust is not settled because there's some possibility that her appointment to be when they withdrew her nomination and appointed her to be first assistant United States attorney, then immediately they thought she would graduate to acting U.S. attorney. That may have been not, legally kosher because Bondi did it, not Trump. And more importantly, because she was already a nominee, it may be also a legal infirmity for them to now put her in as they've done. You don't have to worry about the details so much, but it's part of this complicated labyrinthine statute. And the reason it's complicated and labyrinthine is to protect Congress's role and prevent the administration from trying to subvert it and go around it. Okay. The stakes here are high, and there's been total confusion and stalemate in the district all week because if somebody is convicted by action of Habba, they can challenge it later saying this was an unlawful person at the head of the office. She signed the indictment, etc. I get to now go free. It never happened in the eyes of the law. We're waiting for some motion like that and courts to sort of resolve what's going on. And we received something like it yesterday. It's not from someone who has been indicted in a indictment that the U.S. attorney signed. That could be important, as I'll explain. It's somebody about to go to trial. But that person says, I'm about to go to trial, and she's the head person in the office. You've got to basically dismiss the charges because she can't oversee this. And while she does it, it could completely be invalid. So what do you say you let me go and forget about this stuff? Now, because the overall dispute concerns, in part, the actions of the entire court of the District of New Jersey. The chief judge of the Third Circuit, which oversees New Jersey, acting under a law that says you can do this in the public interest, transfers this very motion, the motion saying, I'm about to go to trial, and she's not a lawful U.S. attorney, to a judge in the Middle District of Pennsylvania, just a trial court judge in the Middle District of Pennsylvania to hear this motion. So this motion is now before the judge, and depending on how he rules, this is Judge Matthew Brown, it could go up, etc. But it won't even necessarily resolve things, because he, as I said, is just someone awaiting trial. When this has come up in the past, and it's very rare, what happens when a court installs an acting U.S. attorney is the acting U.S. attorney serves. The administration doesn't try to, first execute, as it were, fire the new appointee and stick their person in. So the legal situation is somewhat cloudy. But when it's come up before, there is some legal authority for saying, well, it's not a problem even if Habba is not the properly installed U.S. attorney, because she can just kind of stay away from this. And assistant U.S. attorneys still have authority that comes directly from the attorney general. As long as Habba isn't supervising, overseeing, then the argument that she really isn't legit and shouldn't be there in the first place doesn't apply, and you can still go forward. But notice, if that is what they decide, what that means is the broader issue for someone whom, she can't have this stance of not supervising the work of the office her entire time there. And I think it's pretty clear that if she signs an indictment, she's calling that shot. So even if this motion is defeated, as my best guess is it would be, it doesn't settle the lingering question. And while it lingers, so much of New Jersey is in chaos and confusion. Can she be the U.S. attorney for other intents and purposes? Maybe the judge here says there's a workaround. Habba, just stay away from it. But we still have two candidates for the position, one installed by the court, one ostensibly installed thereafter by the administration, and a total mess that arises because Trump has wanted to put in not just his person, but someone who, on the objective merits, really has, lacks both the experience, but the impartiality that a U.S. attorney needs. This is someone who's been totally political in her time as interim U.S. attorney. So it's no surprise and perfectly appropriate, whatever the administration says, that the judges put in somebody else. And any other time, that would just be the situation until the political process runs its course, complicated here by the opposition of the home state senators in New Jersey, both of them, Booker and Kim, to Habba. So they'd work it out, get someone else in, and in the meantime, the court selection would govern. But they're trying to win this battle and go directly at it, imposing total bedlam on New Jersey. So we'll have a preliminary test of this when the judge in the Middle District of Pennsylvania determines whether the guy who's just going to trial has a good claim based on Habba's putative illegal status. But because of who he is in his position, it may well not be definitive. The judge could say, that's okay, Habba, stay away, and we'll still be wondering what goes on now in New Jersey. How's this going to be resolved? All of this, the wages of the unusual and really hunkered down, pretty vicious fight for Trump's loyal acolyte, Alina Habba. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.